Distilled water at 25 C is characterized by 1.7 x 10 mho and 78.0 at a frequency of 3 GHz. Its loss tangent is 10th September 1936 pfm. A 1.3 x 10.5. B 1.3 x 10.3. C 1.7 x 10th April 1978. D 1.7 x L04780. The correct answer is 1.3 x 10.5. The input impedance of short-circuited line of length L where L4. A. Inductive. B. Capacitive. C. Resistive. D. None of the above. The correct answer is inductive. If the height of transmitting and receiving antenna in a loss system are 49 meter and a 9 meter respectively, then the distance up to which communication may be possible is about A. 40 kilometers, B. 110 kilometers, C. 400 kilometers, D. 1100 kilometers. The correct answer is 40 kilometers. In a line VSWR of a load is 6 dB, the reflection coefficient will be A. 0.033, B. 0.33, C. 0.66, D. 3.3. The correct answer is 0.66. The refractive index of E layer at frequency of 81 N. A. 0, B, C. 1, D. 0.5. The correct answer is 0. 0 is frequently known as A. Continuity equation for steady currents, B. Laplace equation, C. Poisson's equation, D. None of the above. The correct answer is continuity equation for steady currents. A rhombic antenna is A. Resonant antenna, B. Non-resonant antenna, C. Coupled antenna, D. None of the above. The correct answer is non-resonant antenna. Which of the following relations is valid? A. XX to A, B. XXX to A, C. XX to A, D. None of the above. The correct answer is XX to A. Diffraction of electromagnetic waves. A. May occur around the edge of a sharp obstacle. B. Is caused by reflections from the ground. C. Arises only with the spherical wave fronts. D. Will occur when the waves pass through a large slot. The correct answer is may occur around the edge of a sharp obstacle. The magnetic field intensity vector of a plane wave is given by x, y, z t 10 sin 5000 t 0.004 x 30, where denotes unit vector in y direction. The wave is propagating with a phase velocity A. 5 x 10 4 m sec, B. 3 x 10 8 m sec, C. 1.25 x 10 7 m sec, D. 3 x 10 8 m sec. The correct answer is 1.25 x 10 7 m sec. A line of characteristic impedance Z0 ohms, phase velocity Vp2 x 10 8 m sec and length L2m is terminated by a load impedance ZL ohms. The reflection coefficients at the input end and load end are respectively for a frequency of 50 MHz will be A1, B1, C1, D2. The correct answer is 1. When a particular mode is excited in a waveguide, these appears an extra electric components in the direction of propagation. The resulting mode is A. Transverse electric, B. Transverse magnetic, C. Longitudinal, D. Transverse electromagnetic. The correct answer is transverse magnetic. An antenna has a gain of 44 dB. Assuming that the main beam of the antenna is circular in cross-section, the beamwidth will be A. 0.4456, B. 1.4456, C 2.4456, D 3.4456. The correct answer is 2.4456. In cell phone communication, base antennas are connected to other base antennas in A. Line of sight communication, B. Ionospheric propagation, C. Ground wave propagation, D. Medium wave propagation. The correct answer is line of sight communication. The IP impedance of a long short-circuited section of a lossless transmission line is A0, B. Inductive, C. Capacitance, D. Infinite. The correct answer is inductive. Which of the following relations is correct? A. R, B, R, C, R, D. The correct answer is R. For frequencies up to 1650 kHz, antenna is used. A. Yagi, B. Grounded, C. Turnstile, D. Marconi. The correct answer is Yagi. Due to which of the following reasons the ground wave eventually disappears as one moves away from the transmitter? A. Tilting, B. Loss of line of sight conditions, C. Interference from the sky wave, D. Maximum single hop distance limitation. The correct answer is tilting. A loop antenna may be of A. Square or triangular shape, B. Hexagonal shape, C. Circular shape, D. Any of the above. The correct answer is any of the above. Velocity of the wave when it passes from air into sphere. A. Decreases, B. Increases, C. Same, D. No change. The correct answer is increases. The ratio of the directivity of an end-fire antenna to that of a broadside antenna is A2, B3, C4, D5. The correct answer is 2. If the electric field intensity associated with a uniform plane electromagnetic wave traveling in a perfect dielectric medium is given by EZT10 cos 2p x 1070 0.1 pz voltmeter, then the velocity of the traveling wave is A 3.0 x 108 msec, B 2 x 108 msec, C 6.28 x 107 msec, D2 x 107 msec. The correct answer is 2 x 108 msec. The absorption of radio waves by atmosphere depends on A. Their frequency, B. Their distance from the transmitter, C. The polarization of atmosphere, D. The polarization of the waves. The correct answer is their frequency. For transmission line matching over range of frequencies, it is best to use A. Single stub of adjustable position, B. Double stub, C. Broadband directional coupler, D. Balloon. The correct answer is double stub. Microwave signals transmitted towards the sky are A. Strongly absorbed by the ionosphere, B. Strongly reflected by the ionosphere, C. Transmitted through the ionosphere, D. Unable to reach the ionosphere because of strong absorption in the lower atmosphere. The correct answer is transmitted through the ionosphere. Radiation intensity does not depend upon A. The antenna direction, B. Antenna width, C. Both A and B, D. None of the above. The correct answer is antenna width. 2VRE is known as equation A. Poisson, B. Fourier, C. Laplace, D. Maxwell. The correct answer is Poisson. Which of the following is a vector quantity? A. Standing wave ratio, B. Reflection coefficient, C. Gain, D. All of the above. The correct answer is reflection coefficient. The LC has the dimension of A. Time, B. Capacitance, C. Velocity. D. Resistance. The correct answer is resistance. The value of VSWR is taken as when the line is A. Short-circuited, B. Open-circuited, C. Terminated with full load, D. Terminated with load equal to the characteristic impedance of the load. The correct answer is open-circuited. The wavelength of an electromagnetic wave after reflection at angle on a surface A remains same as the wavelength perpendicular to the surface. B remains same in the free space. C increases in actual direction of propagation. D decreases in actual direction of propagation. The correct answer is remains same in the free space. A higher value of standing wave ratio indicates A. Least mismatch between line and load. B. Greater mismatch between load and line. C. Number of nodes is equal to the number of antinodes. D. None of the above. The correct answer is greater mismatch between load and line. An end-fire array consisting of several half wavelengths of directive gain 40, then find width of major lobe for broadside. A. 6. B. 5.73. C. 51.25. D. 0. The correct answer is 5.73. A wavelength of 1 mm could be expected in A. VLF, B. HF, C. EHF, D. SHF. The correct answer is EHF. The numerical value of directivity of current element of half-wave dipole is 1.76 and 2.15 dB respectively. The directive gain of half-wave dipole over current element will be A. 3.91 dB, B. 1.95 dB, C. 0.39 dB, D. 0.195 dB. The correct answer is 0.39 dB. The maximum effective aperture of an antenna which is operating at wavelength of 2 m and has directivity of 100 is A. 15.92, B. 31.84, C. 2.18, D. 3.184. The correct answer is 3.184. The waveguides compared to equivalent transmission lines at low frequency are A. able to carry more power, B. less noisy, C. having lower attenuation, D. all of the above. The correct answer is all of the above. The current distribution of a half-wave dipole is A. uniform, B. sinusoidal, C. triangular, D. complex. The correct answer is sinusoidal. In case of static electric field, Maxwell's divergence equation states that A. 1 R, B. R 0, C. R, D. R. The correct answer is R 0. For a reflection coefficient of 0.5, the value of SWR is A 1, B 1, C 2, D 3. The correct answer is 3. A rectangular waveguide having TE10 mode as dominant mode is having a cutoff frequency of 18 GHz for the TE30 mode. The inner broadwall dimension of the rectangular waveguide is A. 5.3 cm, B. 5 cm, C. 5.2 cm, D. 10 cm. The correct answer is 5.2 cm. A 50p characteristic impedance line is connected to a load which shows a reflection coefficient of 0.268. If V in 15 volt, then the net power delivered to the load will be A. 0.139 watts, B. 1.39 watts, C. 0.278 watts, D. 2.78 watts. The correct answer is 1.39 watts. 1 dB is equal to Napier A. 8.6, B 6.8, C 8, D 0. The correct answer is 8.6. Cassergain feed is used with a parabolic reflector to A. Increase the gain of the system, B. Increase the beamwidth of the system, C. Reduce the size of the main reflector, D. Allow the feed to be placed at a convenient point. The correct answer is allow the feed to be placed at a convenient point. Voltage standing wave pattern in a lossless transmission line with characteristic impedance 50 and a resistive load is shown in the figure. The value of load resistance is A 50, B 200, C 12.5, D 0. The correct answer is 200. For the same length of array's half-power beamwidth of binomial array, A is equal to that of uniform arrays, B is less than that of uniform array, C is more than that of uniform array, D is negligible as compared to that of uniform array. The correct answer is more than that of uniform array. The effective electrical length of an antenna is its physical length. A greater than, B equal to, C less than, D none of the above. The correct answer is greater than. The direction in a Yagi Uda antenna is longer than the radiating element. A true, B false, C, D. The correct answer is false.